Добре дошли на всички, добър ви ден. Днеска една класика Blade Runner Enhanced Edition ще играем. Тя не е много enhanced, така да се го кажем право. Даже доста хора, включително и аз между другото, предпочитат оригинала. Доста са се изложили с графиката, то това е проблема. Просто тя изобщо не изглежда много по-добре. Аз обаче не съм я играл Enhanced Edition, играл съм оригинала само. И доколкото знам, в тази версия контролите са малко пипнати, битките са уж малко по-добре. Ще разберем, не знам. Ами да пускаме играта и да видим какво ще става. Medium, Easy, Hard. Light. Сърлит, работи, user choice. Ще играем на нормал. Не за друго, защото нали, аз не съм запознат с особеностите толкова на Enhanced Edition. Доста хора казват, че е препоръчително да се пусне на Easy. Тя знам, чудят са. Но аз мисля ние да се пробваме на нормал, на medium. Пък ако нещо стане, рестартираме и тръгваме на easy. Няма проблеми. Кажете, окей ли е звука? Има ли ехо? Ранния 21 век корпорацията Tyrell прави страхотни напредъци в еволюцията на роботиката, като създава репликанта. Те са по-силни, по-бързи от хората и поне толкова интелигентни. Те са ползвани главно за много трудни и опасни работи в космоса. И вече много бързо мина и не видях. Но който е гледал филма и е запознат с историята, знаете. За репликантите. Здрасти, Огънче, добре дошъл. Къде пътуваш? Към Варна ли идваш?
I'm leaving now.
Lucy, my sweet.
I cleaned out the tiger cage and sorted all the meal bins. So, if it's all right, it's my turn to fix dinner.
Haven't you forgotten something, little one? Just one little...
Поздравя.
Sir, please.
It's been a very long day.
I don't want to.
Now, Lucy, I thought we'd settled this last week. Don't let's forget who pays your salary. We're closed. Come back tomorrow. Wait, I haven't finished with you. I told you we're closed.
We're not here to buy, little man. We've come to sell.
You can't possibly have anything to interest me. These are extremely rare animals of the highest quality.
What a coincidence. So am I. That is the price for humility.
Oh, please, don't.
And what else might we interest you in today, sir? Perhaps some virtue?
Not my animals, please. I'm begging you.
But what of honor, little man? At what price? Honor.
Oh my God, no! That tiger is the rarest specimen ever seen.
Tiger, tiger, burning bright. The forest of the night.
VR 61661, report to precinct headquarters, code 3. Repeat code 3.
I was just finishing up my 12 out on patrol when I got the call. Welcome relief considering that the most action I'd seen all night was a schizoid grandmother doing the shimmy in her underwear in the second sector.
VR 61661, report to division headquarters, code 3. Repeat code 3.
Last time I had a 3 was when some hooker vomited Thunderbird on Bryant's desk, and yours truly led the cleanup crew. Year and a half on the job, it was still the dirtiest work I'd seen. Where's Captain Bryant?
Took a sick day. Got himself a heinous case of ptomaine poisoning. He asked me personally to run the unit in his absence.
Gouza was one of the old-time guys who took their knocks in the streets. He had a friendly way about him, but you didn't want to turn your back on him if you were less than a friend.
Hope you've been enjoying your leisure time, kid, because it's time to take that thumb out of your ass.
Hallelujah.
Don't get too excited. The other Blade Runners are all jammed up. Holden sucking dinner through a straw. Gaff's working the Tyrell break-in, and Steele's working special undercover. Looks like you got this one by default.
You really know how to make a girl feel wanted.
Animal murder done at Runciter Zoological. Probably just be a schizoid glitz, but we got the call. Old man Runciter lost something like 1 billion chinions worth.
10 to 1, this ain't a job for Rep Detect.
You got something better to do? Perfect your French cooking, maybe?
Slumming tonight, Slim?
I thought you were on special assignment.
Wasn't too damn special after I had the suckers out.
What happened?
Couple of fours were masquerading as fibroplast insulators down at Kaiser. I dressed up like a nurse. They never had a chance.
I'll bet. You put them on the machine?
Hell no. There's a beautiful little thing in here called the magic, and it ain't ever been wrong. You develop it, you got a brilliant career ahead of you.
I'm working on it.
What's Gouza got you doing tonight?
AM at Runciter's.
Animal murder. Oh, those skin jobs got no respect for anything that truly lives and breathes. And that goddamn Eldon Tyrell ought to be zipped into a body bag and flushed into deep space.
Get rid of him, we'd be out of a job.
I think we're all overdue for a little off-world paid vacation. You can stop staring at my ass now.
You got eyes in the back of your head?
All you gotta do is ask, Slim.
Animal sales was a profitable and prestigious business since most real animals had died out after the Terran War. There were plenty of electric ones, though, powered by rechargeable batteries. No self-respecting human would own one of those frauds.
Дреми Сико, здравейте, добре дошли, момчета. Сякаш спича е много висок.
Wait a minute! McCoy, LPD.
Кажете как е звука. Има ли ехо, няма ли? А чувам ли се? И така нататък. Аз се намалям още малко, защото при мен е много силна. Та така, както казах, доста хора са недоволни от Enhanced Edition. Аз също съм доста озадачен от решението. Какво точно са енханснали? Окей, играта много ли е слаба спрямо мене? В смисъл, тези гласове в бекграунда, те са нормално да са слаби.
Find something?
Piece of chrome.
From a car?
No, I think it's horse chrome. Bag it and tag it.
Окей, добре. Тази... Чакай да я дам. Сега вече би трябвало да няма е по каквото и да става. Даже мъничко ще усиля на 45. В момента виждам, че микрофона не хваща звука от играта. Трябва да е окей сега. То аз го бях усилил много. Над 50%. Сега като сваля до 40 и няколко трябва да е окей всичко. Да. Така. Особеност на играта е, че тя разчита на пиксел хънтинг механиката. Ама много яко. Хубавото, че аз доста помня от играта и понеже и съм е гледал сравнително скоро, тъй че няма чак толкова много да се чудим, но специално тук може да заседнеш на някой пъзел буквално с дни. По простата причина, че се е изпуснал там някакъв си пиксел, обаче вие виждате графиката каква е. Тук е много лесно да се изпусне. Пускам пистолета. Якото е, че има... Опа, не бе. Такива динамични контроли. Това е яко. Хора. Така, ние ще говорим с господин полицай. Първоначално.
What do you know?
About 30 counts of animal murder and one of aggravated assault. The shop's been thrashed. You ought to see this tiger cub they got in there. It's a goddamn tragedy.
How's old man Runsiter holding up?
State of shock. He's been moaning and complaining about his world caving in.
You'd feel the same way if they were your animals. How many perps?
At least 2. Bloody footprints all over the scene.
Must be a delightful sight.
Mấy giờ tôi phải tới đó đó? Tôi rất mong anh đang làm nhanh.
Нещо, което принципно се кефя. Е, че има такова дайари, където свързваш следите от случаите. Обаче в тая игра са прекалили. Ама хубаво, че я знам и няма много да... Да се чудим. Ето, crimes, suspects. Какви са различни контролите?
Find anything else out here?
Zilcho. Row actions inside. Abstract art. All over the walls and ceiling.
I never did appreciate art.
Tôi rất mong anh làm nhanh đi. Mấy giờ tôi phải tới đây?
Добре.
Cái đồ ăn ở đó rất là ngon.
Така.
Mấy giờ tôi phải tới đó đó? Xin hỏi cái chỗ cảnh sát ở đâu ạ? Tôi rất mong á, anh đang làm nhanh đi.
Ей, посрахме тук нещо. Не трябваше да избираме. Аз се сетих, трябваше user choice да изберем. Да. Определено. Искрено се надявам да може да скипнем. Не можем.
There were plenty of Allegro self-respect.
Окей. Чудесно, чудесно. Окей. Добре, окей.
Find something?
Pro Gaming.
Piece of chrome.
From a car?
No, I think it's horse chrome. Bag it and tag it.
Okay.
Tôi rất mong á, anh đang làm nhanh đi.
What do you know?
About 30 counts of animal murder and one of aggravated assault. The shop's been thrashed. You ought to see this tiger cub they got in there. It's a goddamn tragedy.
How's old man Runsiter holding up?
State of shock. He's been moaning and complaining about his world caving in.
You'd feel the same way if they were your animals. How many perps?
At least 2. Bloody footprints all over the scene.
Must be a delightful sight. Find anything else out here?
Zilcho. Row actions inside. Abstract art. All over the walls and ceiling.
I never did appreciate art. Find anything else out here?
Zilcho. Row act.
Добре. И тук го има това, че трябва да ги разпитваш по няколко пъти. В смисъл, ако бях цъкнал само веднъж, нямаше да ми каже това, че всичко било добре. Але така, тук с тръгване. Ей, тук така,
Scratches and paint flecks, and I knew what they meant. Unless the city had bought a jet black fire truck, somebody had a big fat traffic ticket coming. Interesting. Interesting.
Ông đó đang nhìn mình. Xin hỏi cái chỗ cảnh sát ở đâu ạ?
Canvass the area. Maybe somebody had his eyes open.
I'm on it.
Cái đồ ăn ở đó rất là ngon. Ông
I
đó
already
đang
checked
nhìn
for a
mình.
crowbar, some kind of tool. No luck, but it looks like we've got some latents.
Make sure the lab boys run them through the mainframe, human and rep.
Mấy giờ tôi phải tới đó đó?
I've gotten all I can from that.
Добре.
Canvass the area. Maybe somebody had.
I'm on it.
Anh đang làm nhanh đi.
Добре. Ами, влизаме вътре.
ông đó đang nhìn mình.
Judging from the distance between the prints, I was looking for two very big men. One dragged his right foot, indicating a possible injury or lameness. The other appeared a lot more controlled, graceful even. Quite a pair.
Веднага ги видя работата. Окей, тук
My
имаше...
precious one. She was my baby.
Big caliber, possibly off-world combat weaponry. Ballistics might give me a fix on it.
Тук имаше една схема, където имаше много пиксел хантинг. Сега ще се го припомня много набързо.
All my animals.
Гадничко, да. Животинки. Ги накажем тия копелета, естествено. Как? Тук май само с него се говориш. Ето. Да. А така виж.
I already checked for a crowbar, some kind of tool. No luck.
Judging from the distance between the prints, I was looking for two very big men. One dragged his right foot.
About 30 counts of animal murder and one of aggravated assault.
Big caliber, possibly off-world combat weaponry. Ballistics might give me a fix on it.
Добре.
Scratches and paint flecks, and I knew what they meant. Unless the city had bought a jet black fire truck, somebody had a big fat traffic ticket coming. Judging from the distance between the prints, I was looking for two very big men. One dragged his right foot, indicating a possible injury or lameness. The other appeared a lot more controlled, graceful even. Judging from the distance between the prints, I was looking for two very big men. One dragged his right foot, indicating a possible injury or lameness. The other appeared a lot more controlled, graceful even. Quite a pair.
Без да искам. Няма да говорим. Не бе. Не с нас.
McCoy,
с него.
LPD.
I'm absolutely certain Lucy Devlin was involved in this heinous act. She's the young girl who works for me.
She's responsible for all this mayhem?
No, of course not. It was two men acting in concert with her, obviously.
Obviously. What'd they look like?
Big and scary and absolutely malevolent.
Can you think of anything they might have been after?
First, I thought they wanted money, but I don't keep any in the shop. Then I thought they wanted to steal my animals, but they started executing them.
Could they have been replicants?
Who else would be capable of such barbaric acts? I'm ruined, totally ruined.
You ever do any business with the replicant manufacturers, Tyrell Corporation?
I resent that accusation.
Just wondering.
Officer, last May I personally sold Governor Colvig an exquisite Bergeron coat. I have been a guest at his house on 3 separate occasions. Do I look like I need to carry artificial product?
Tell me about this Lucy.
There's not a lot I can tell you. She's only worked for me for about a month. She's about 14 years old with pink hair. A very attractive young thing.
How'd you find her?
She came to me with a reference from Ogilvy's in the Northwest Zone. And he's a very reputable wholesaler.
You treat her well?
As well as any young tot should be treated.
She got a desk? Or someplace where she worked?
She used to eat over there. All my animals.
Окей. Сега е тук
You got
така.
any discs from that camera?
It's irrelevant. Those murderers also destroyed the camera. Thousands of Chinyens worth.
Maybe it photographed them before they shot it out.
I guess you've got a point at that. I believe this is the disc from last night.
Peachy.
И ако личи си, че играта е стара, защото, нали, те уж са в бъдещето, обаче ползват дискове. Ние даже в момента не ползваме вече дискове.
My precious one. She was my baby.
See if you can dig up that reference from Ogilvy's.
Yes, it's somewhere here. Just a moment. Here you are.
Добре, много добре. Так.
Howie Lee's in Chinatown. I'd eaten there myself. A candy bar. Yuck.
Шоколад. Как яго, човек?
Well, isn't that cute?
Стреляме.
Well, isn't that cute? A toy dog.
Така.
Howie Lee's in Chinatown. I'd eaten there myself.
She came to me with a reference from Ogilvy's and
Big caliber, possibly.
Добре. Добре. Мисля, че тук това е. Нямаше нищо. Може да говоря още с него нещо.
Stick around. I may not be finished with you.
Добре.
It didn't add up. Animal murders, the lack of any theft. The small animals alone were worth a good chunk of change on the street. It seemed more like an act of vengeance.
Да.
Find anything else out here?
This woman says she saw that kid who worked for Runciter hanging around with a big fat guy last week.
Find anything else out here?
This guy lives across the street. Says he heard a crash late last night. Looked out his window and saw a black sedan speeding away from the scene.
Find anything else out here?
Zilcho. Row actions inside. Abstract art. All over the walls and ceiling.
Canvass the area. Maybe somebody...
I'm on it.
И гледай. Изведнъж станаха... Да.
I'm absolutely certain Lucy Devlin was involved in this heinous act. She's the young girl who works for me.
She's responsible for all this mayhem?
No, of course not. There's not a lot I can tell you. She's only worked for me for about a month. She's about 14 years old with pink hair.
This woman says she saw that kid who worked for Runciter hanging around with a big fat guy last week. This woman says she saw that kid who worked for Runciter hanging around with a big fat guy last week. This guy lives across the street. Says he heard a crash late last night. Looked out his window and saw a black sedan speeding away from the scene.
Няма да видим нещо, можеш ли или директно трябва да се връщам до
Anh đang làm nhanh mấy giờ tôi phải tới đó. Xin hỏi cái
полицейското управление? Нещо имаш ли да му казвам?
Stick around. I may not be finished with you.
Добре. Е важно в тази игра да не се скипват разговорите. Добре, толкова. Отиваме в полицията. Така. Яка кола. Не са кефил на тия... Как се представи? Цък, 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 цък. Тя му...
Laboratory.
Got anything new for me, Dino?
I was wondering when you'd show your mug around here, McCoy. The shell casings from Runciter should be in the Museum of Military History.
How's that?
They're from an Ender rifle. It's standard issue off-world military hardware. Heavy caliber. That puppy can punch right through a tank.
What can I conclude from that?
Whoever used this piece didn't just walk into their local sporting goods store and buy it. Those babies are collectibles, and they ain't cheap.
Anything else?
We got the animal corpses from Runciter's, but there wasn't a whole lot to work with.
Bone marrow?
About 50% were real, the rest were fakes.
So, Runciter was ripping his customers off.
State-of-the-art fakes. Miles beyond the crap you see on Animoid Row.
The kind that comes from legit manufacturers?
They're the ones that usually produce the quality.
What about the wounds?
Most of them were shot point blank, but we're looking at some others. Sloppy cuts with a knife, like the perp was really pissed off at something.
Butcher knife?
Could be, but who cuts meat anymore?
Nice bunch of reps I'm tailing. Hope you're not pulling a meat cleaver out of my back next week.
Добре, кефът, ма... Диалозите в играта са доста добри. То те са доста богати, защото много пъти задържат следи, за които трябва да внимаваш. Няма как.
Anything else?
That black paint you found on the fire hydrant? It's from a ground car.
You sure?
The angle of impact was almost head-on. And there ain't too many spinner drivers klutzy enough to smack a street-level hydrant in VTOL mode.
I heard your wife got her license back.
You're a real funny guy, McCoy.
Anything else?
That piece of chrome you found outside of Runciter's is from a 1995 Pontiac.
Nice set of wheels.
It's okay, not what I call a classic.
Да. Така е, но 95-та Pontiac сигурно хубава кола.
Anything else?
Zip, man. Try me later.
Може и да не е хубава, зависи. Pontiac не всичките им коли са хубави. Даже май повечето не са. Така, ами... Тук само това беше, съответно... Забележете, нали, те все повече и повече се увеличават нещата, но харесваме, че първоначално ти ги показва отсветени, да знаеш, все пак да си, може да си ги изслушаш, да видиш кои са новите.
Most of them were shot point blank, but we're looking at some others. Sloppy cuts with a knife, like the perp was really pissed off at something.
Илюси.
Howie Lee's in Chinatown. I'd eaten there myself.
Ами, до тук... Тук мисля, че всичко... За всичко говорихме.
Anything else?
Zip, man. Try me later.
Това асансьор трябва да имаш висше образование, че да го оперираш.
Mainframe and shooting range.
Violent street crime in the city rose again last year by a whopping 26%, according to the latest figures from the Department of Justice. Governor Kolvig attributed the change to the dramatic increase in the number of specials registered as city residents and promised a tough new set of standards for the City Immigration Bureau by next month.
Добре. Добре. Цигарката. Абсолютно винаги това е част от декорацията в такъв тип игри, които имат някакъв лек детективски елемент, нуар елемент или е такъв такъв тип бъдеще, дето е сайбърпънк. Винаги го има това нещо там. Цигарата в пепелника.
Old copies of case files, notices, and memos. The usual station junk. Lucky Strikes, Crystal's brand. I knew she was spending a lot of time in the training maze these days, even though she'd already gotten close to a perfect score.
Lucky Strike вече май не са толкова известни. Не знам дали ги има все още като марка.
Well, if it ain't Roy McCoy! Brian finally letting you play with the big boys.
My clearance come through?
You bet. You bring your piece?
Don't leave home without it.
Steele's been running the maze every other day for 2 weeks, and the targets are getting a little roughed up.
I thought Guza was going to requisition some new ones.
I ain't seen him down here in a month. Guess he's been busy.
Poor guy. I bet he gets all tuckered out from pushing those papers around.
And don't sell him short, McCoy. Guza could be one tough hombre. I remember when we worked mice together. He poured acetone on 2 pimps that gave us some lip and lit a match. I'll tell you, it looked like the goddamn 4th of July out there.
Peachy.
Това не си прави майтап. Една много бърза биопочивка и продължаваме. Първа. Добре. Така. Виж таква голяма стирка има тук. Бам.
You keeping busy, pal?
Nah, the place has been pretty quiet the last couple of days.
You keeping busy, pal?
Nah, the place has been pretty quiet the last couple of days.
Добре. Това тук. Мисля, че нямаше какво друго да направим за сега.
Hit the lock, Jack.
I guess there ain't no harm in it.
Оп.
Target and shoot all threats. Do not shoot innocents.
Сега ще застреляме всички innocents.
Confirm target as hostile before shooting.
Абе, застрелваме го, отли се. Опа. Хайде. Да, така е трудно. Опа, застреляха на. Пак не застреляха. Не се справяме изобщо добре. Тъйде. Тичаме. Опа. С бебето. О, застреляха на нея. Не така. Така. Тук е голямата... Не е тук голямата сложностия, защото има една по-голяма сложностия. Но... Харесваме тук какво са направили.
Clue database transfer complete. Uploading personal clue database. Downloading clue database
Като един вид logistics hub или как да го нарека по друг начин.
Scanning video disk. Two enhanceable images found. Adding enhanceable photographs to Kaya database.
Така. Нищо не можеше да се освен това.
Run sitter crime scene.
Сега, тука... Добре дошли, Бертони и рейдъри. Благодаря много за рейда, Ради. Жив и здрав да си. Наиграхте ли танковете? Време ли е вече да храниш малкия, да го разходиш и така нататък? Как сте ви, рейдъри? Ние преди малко започнахме Blade Runner Enhanced Edition. Играта от 96-та година, но Enhanced Edition е от преди няколко години. Не е много сполучлив, но по-лесно се управлява и не съм го играл. Да, отбора патата. Иначе, за всеки, който не знае, Blade Runner, нали, това е филмовата вселена, но играта не е по филма. Играем с друг герой, с нали, други случаи обработваме, по други случаи работим. И общо взето, ние почнахме преди малко. Общо взето в един такъв магазин за животни влезнаха двама и избиха животните. И ние бяхме пратени да разберем какво става. 20 животни или 40 или колко бяха. Този е собственика. И ето го тук, вижда се магазина. Ето, убит тигър има. Голяма драма. Голяма драма и ние сега трябва да разберем какво и защо е станало. Иначе това е бъдеще, в което толкова много роботиката е напреднала, че има андроиди, нали, андроиди се водят, нали, които приличат на 100% на хора, наричат ги репликанти. И ние сега предполагаме, че са репликанти, тези, които са убили животните. И също така разбрахме, че той уж не били той, който ги продава, казва, че не са фейк тези животни, обаче ние разбрахме от нашите тук полицейските всичките изследвания, че част от животните всъщност са много нискокачествени, че са синтетични или нещо такова. И май това убийство така всъщност е направено заради някакво отмъщение, защото този, да речем, е продал не на когото трябва. Тъй си мислим все още. Ще разберем какво става по-нататък. И в момента сме в полицейската станция, където тук има такъв уред, в който можем да правим най-различни анализи, и в момента имаме две снимки, които могат да се анализират. Ето ги. Една, две. И ние сега ще анализираме. Ето, първата снимка. Играта, понеже е доста стара и разчита изключително много на пиксел хантинг. Сега аз повечето неща ги помня, тъй че няма да се мъчим толкова много. Но сега ще бъде голяма драма. Нищо не видя. Сега не мога да сетя точно в един ъгъл някъде беше, ама... Дай да е животното. Чакайте да видим другата снимка.
Run-sitter crime scene.
Лошите. Ръката му. Айде, изгладихме я. Опа. Не, бе. Добре.
He looks
Техника,
familiar. Give me
AI.
a hard copy of that.
Какво ще кажете? Отвътре снимаме отвънка.
Black ground car. Looks like it's been around the block a few times. Give me a hard copy of that.
Нищо, че при това не се вижда. Малко повече късмет. Иди. Може ли нещо? Чакай този тук пак. Мисля, че този имаше два детайла в него, ама... Лицето му го видяхме. Нещо в тялото му виж. Чакай бе! Нали казаха как вървял? Обувките му бяха, бе. Сигурен съм. Как е, човек? Сигурен съм, че бяха обувките. Стига. Колата. Защото май можеше... Ето да. Ето ски. Хем бях цъкнал там предния път. Това е кофтито на тая механика и на като цяло на този удар, на този уред, че ако не цъкнеш където си мислили деловете, че трябва да цъкнеш да са зумни, даже и ти да гледаш на правилното място. Вари търси. Сега аз съм сигурен, че можеше да му се цъкне върху обувките на 100%. Сега стана.
Muddy boots. Guess he's from out of town. Give me a hard copy of that.
Добре, окей. Мисля, че това беше за тази снимка. Другата обаче не намерихме никакви следи.
Run-sitter crime scene.
Тук трябваше да има Люси, бе. Тя не се вижда. Сега. Ето я. Ето е много гадно направено, но нарочно. Ето я. Сега ще я забележи ли? Обувката. Нейната обувка. Я. Аре, бе. Сега да се чуди човек, къде са си мислили, че аз трябва да зумна? Аре, бе, човек. Ага, ето сега ще стане.
It's some kind of insect. Give me a hard copy of that.
Така, добре. Така. Аз спомням много добре, че... Нали, Карбо? Аз спомням много добре, че можеше върху бюрото и аз пробвах първоначално тази снимка, като отворихме, обаче нещо... Аха, сега стана. Не съм учил точно квадратче, къде го начертая. Ето. Взехме следата. И сега последното беше пак тя самата. Обаче как ще нацеля... И какво точно беше... Тя сама се насочи този път. Добре. Добре.
Hello there, Lucy. Give me a hard copy of that.
Добре. Това е. Добре. Толкова тук.
Uploading personal clue database. Downloading. Clue database transfer complete.
Ето сега вече нещата са различни. Вече знаем, нали, не е... Ето. Нещата лека по лека почват да се изясняват. Това ми харесва на мен. Дъвката, знаеш коя е?
Howie Lee's. Bryant once got food poisoning there, so he shut it down for a couple of months. Now it was always good for a freebie.
Food poisoning. Аз също много обичам суши и тук така в квартала има... Той като... няма го нарека барака, ама баш е барачка, ама малко по-хубава, нали, явно е някакъв си бранд там направен. И продава доста пържена риба, печена риба, печена не, но наскара. И имат и суши. И първоначално като го отвориха, понеже имат тук конкуренция, едни други рибари, дето целият квартал ходи там. И качеството беше много високо на храната, нали, защото не могат да се конкурират с тия по-старите рибари. Обаче хората като почнаха вече да висят много там, особено след като дойдоха, нали, многото украинци изведнъж, и падна качеството на храната брутално. И те с един мой приятел двамата са бяхме натроили от шибаното им суши. Малко real life story. Знам, че много ме интересува аз да разкажа. Да. Ето го мръсника.
Describe them for me again.
There was that Rastafarian fellow, and one of our ex-members showed up.
Who's that?
A Japanese man named Izo.
Why'd you get rid of him?
We're a pacifist organization, and we have rules. One of them is no weapons allowed. Izo refused to check in a samurai sword at the door during meetings.
Where can I find this Izo?
He owns one of those little secondhand stores downtown.
Let me ask you a question. Who the hell bankrolls your operation?
Well, we have a number of anonymous donors, people with resources and sources.
Such as?
So anonymous, even I don't know who they are.
I almost believe you.
Това ми харесва, че нали, апдейтваш си базичката. Ето имаш Animal Murder, имаш Factory Bombing, където са изпратени другите колеги.
This is Crystal Steel, badge number BR61354. Still working the explosion at the Tyrell manufacturing plant. It'll take a day or so to analyze the debris, but there's no doubt in my mind that we're dealing with a bomber here. Right now, it looks like the protesters had nothing to do with it. They were in too close proximity to have been in on the deal. No MOs or identities are rolling up just yet, and I'm still going through the inset files to see if any replicant munitions experts are unaccounted for. This is Crystal Steel, badge number BR61354, conducting the interrogation of Spencer Gregorian, leader of CARS, Citizens Against Replicant Slavery, November 22nd, 2019.
I once again asked that my attorney...
Shut it, shitbird. I'm asking the questions. We've already put you on the machine, so we know you're not a skin job.
That term offends me.
Okay, so you're not one of those biomechanical scumbags, and you claim to not know anything about the bombing at Tyrell.
This is true. We advocate equal rights under the law for replicants. We have nothing against Tyrell Corporation for creating them.
That's some sick logic.
The replicants are living organisms, whether people like you like it or not. Replicants contribute greatly to the economic well-being of our culture. They cannot be discounted as such.
Hell, it'd be no skin off my nose if each and every one of them was hosed down for good. You ever see this guy?
Why, yes. Actually, I have. He was present at the protest. He's not part of our group, but outsiders are usually welcome.
How many new faces showed up that day?
Not too many. A handful at most.
Describe them to me.
I don't know if I can.
Oh no? Recording off.
Okay. Yeah. Имаме всичко.
That black paint you found on the fire hydrant? It's from a ground car. The angle of impact was almost head-on, and there ain't too many spinner drivers klutzy enough to smack a street-level hydrant in VTOL mode.
Muddy boots. Guess he's from out of town.
The shell cases from Runson should be in the Museum of Military History. They're from an Ender rifle. It's standard issue off-world military hardware, heavy caliber. That puppy can punch right through a tank. Whoever used this piece didn't just walk into their local sporting goods store and buy it. Those babies are collectibles, and they ain't cheap.
It's some kind of insect.
Тук, да, гривничката е на краченцето. Добре. Ами, хайде. Него мога да говоря за нещо друго с него или ми...
You keeping busy, pal?
Nah, the place has been pretty quiet the last couple of days.
Добре. Окей.
Old copies of case files, notices, and memos. The usual station junk.
Добре. Нещо друго ще кажа ли? Или да слизаме в долния етаж?
Lucky Strikes. Crystal's brand. I knew she was spending a lot of time in the train, even though she'd already gotten close to a perfect...
Давай. Да слизаме надолу. Надоле. гледай, бе. То като гара, бе. Мисля, че тук трябваше да че направя тук. Просто не мога тия модели, защо са ги направили такива. Явно са нямали време, няма как да е нещо друго. Аз не съм чел точно каква е цялата работа, но според мен, ако им бяха дали още малко време да ги поизгладят тия работи, нали, по-висока резолюция. Но както и да е.
Bryant go on permanent leave and you get full use of the office, Lieutenant?
You know the procedure. Dump it all in the mainframe upstairs and I'll read it later.
You got it. Sorry to bother you, Lieutenant. I was just checking in.
Well, get back out there. Those reps ain't retiring themselves.
Yeah, suicidal targets would make my job a lot easier.
Everybody's got a job, kid.
Добре. Влизаме долу в мазата. По спомен май не липсва нещо, едното е...
Ground floor. Lock up.
Are they letting me out?
I'm not the one who makes that decision.
I suppose it's my turn to bear the cross for the cause.
You're Spencer Gregorian, right?
No. I really think my lawyer should be here.
I got some more questions for you. Tell me about your protest at Tyrell's plant.
I already told that other detective everything. Under duress.
I want to know about the people who were there. The Rastafarian and the Asian guy with the sunglasses.
I didn't know the Rastafarian. The Asian fellow was one of our ex-members. Izo was his name.
How long did you know him for?
Let's see. I met him about 5 years ago. He seemed so smart and balanced. He really wanted to help the replicant people.
Then what?
He started associating with the more militant factions. I was astounded when I heard he was supplying weapons to some of them.
What kind of weapons?
Guns so new that even the police had hardly used them, I heard.
I got some more questions for you. Lot of people involved in your cause? Spencer?
Yes, sir, we're growing fast. As more and more people realize that replicants have cognitive and emotional legitimacy, the Citizens Against Replicant Slavery will spearhead the movement towards...
Save the pitch for someone who gives a shit.
We're peaceful people, Detective. We live by a code that men like you could never understand.
Try me.
2 centuries ago, humans were held in slavery. Brave souls formed an underground railroad.
So, you help replicants escape the city.
I'm talking figuratively, Detective.
Sure you are.
We're not children, Detective. We have resources. The world is changing. People are waking up to the injustices perpetrated by a sick society that you have helped...
A lot of them will wake up dead if reps are allowed to run amok on Terra, jerk. You keeping busy, pal?
Please leave me alone. My migraine's acting up.
Така... Добре, сега тука... На нас не липсва нещо. Ребомбинг.
This is Crystal Steel, badge number BR61. This is Crystal Steel, badge number BR61354. Conducting the interrogation of... Describe them for me again.
There was that Rastafarian fellow, and one of our ex-members showed up.
Who's that?
A Japanese man named Izo.
Why'd you get rid of him?
We're a pacifist organization, and we have rules. One of them is no weapons allowed. Izo refused...
Така де, добре. Ще направим една пауза, че да хапна. Така че 15 минутки бараба и продължаваме.